Well, I really can't say that I ever thought that I would have cataracts because I don't know anybody in my family who had cataract surgery. It is kind of bizarre that having used glasses for 15 years and thinking that it was just a matter of my having eyes checked, and maybe Dr. Gulani, whom I had known as a friend, as an esteemed colleague in his specialty, perhaps akin to what I consider everyone should be. Like I'm aspiring to be well esteemed in my own specialty. But anyway, so since I found him and I knew his behavior, I knew his clinical acumen, I knew his attitude as a clinician, as a doctor, even to me, I presume that he would be perhaps less punctual with me since he would assume that I know everything. But when it came down to knowing that I had cataracts, I was taken aback. I said, I can't have this. I mean, I've got to do something about it. So I discussed with my niece back in India, and obviously she said that you're better off having surgery here. I thought she might do it for free. But anyways, no, she said that it's best to get it done where you are. I said, I trust Dr. Gulani, and you might check him out when he's coming to India. So she actually talked with him, and she was very well convinced that this guy knew what he was talking about. Not that I needed to be told that, but obviously, I mean, after all, I was shaken up that it's the most precious organ in my body, more than any other organ, that I don't have to do anything. As a psychiatrist, I got to see the patient, I got to see the expression of the patient, and I got to read what I'm writing, and I got to read every day for whatever, for getting knowledge, or in my own specialty, or general knowledge. And as it was getting more and more difficult, I said, I got to get something done. And I didn't even know it. I said, that this was cataract. And once he explained to me, I couldn't hardly get much. Imagine as a physician, if I can't get much, how much the patients who don't know what they're getting into, they can't understand no matter what you do. You can read about it, but it has to get through to your brain. Inside your brain, it has to connect and resonate. So when he tried to explain, and I noticed, and I mean, of course, I'm a psychiatrist, so I had to know patients, doctors, language, doctors, emphasis, doctors, mannerisms and such. So I knew that when it came down to explaining, his voice, his tone would become louder. And that means that he intended for me to grasp that. Meaning he knew that unless he spoke louder, I wouldn't get it. So it's just impossible for me to imagine, because I never know how I do it. My patients might tell, or my colleagues might tell, but I could really see that his voice was getting louder to explain to me, to make sure that I understood what he was talking about. And he never promised, which bothered me. I said, how can I spend this much money and not get promise? Come on. But then I know when I do shock treatments for patients, it's rather shocking, but I do shock treatments, and they never ask for promise. I said, hello, well, I'm doing that because they're paying me the amount, but still, I mean, if they can subject themselves to such a treatment, harsh treatment to their brains, not knowing what it's going to do, even if I tell them, and I'll never tell them that it's going to damage them. But I mean, of course, I knew, knowing Arun for a long time, that he is talking in his language, and I don't need to understand as long as I trust him. So I think that's the bottom line, is that I had to trust him, and I had to make sure that he does what he does best, and I allow him to do the best. I knew that he couldn't promise me 2020, and I didn't even know 2020. I didn't care, because I never had 2020 with all my complications with hypermetropia and myopia and whatever other complications that he explained. I never knew. I said, well, I just can't see, so I need glasses. It's funny, as a doctor, I kept thinking about that I can't have cataracts, it's somebody else. It's like doctors say, I cannot be depressed, it's somebody else. No, you could have everything, because you're a human being. You're a man-machine, and you got to have the same defect as any machine can have. So finally, when he did the stuff, I kept asking what kind of lens he's going to put and all that. He explained, but it didn't matter. I had to just simply say, well, forget about it. I don't need to understand. He's going to do the best, because he knows he can get away with it. How can he get away with it? His reputation is at stake in every patient he sees, like I do. So I can relate to that. And then the post-operative care, incredible, because I mean, he would call. I didn't even expect him to call over the weekend. I don't call, and I said, well, hello, I do treatments and I don't call, but I assign it to somebody else. He didn't. He called himself and he made sure that he responded to my calls and my concerns. And of course, the unfortunate complication, which has nothing to do with surgery, that I fell, which is of course my stupidity. But he kept concerned about that, and he made sure that I get everything done to ensure that this is nothing to do with nothing and is something different or whatever it is I need to take care of. So he really took care of it. In 2 weeks, 3 weeks now that I'm post-op, I can't believe that this has gone so smooth apart from my fall. It still hurts, nothing to do with him. But just amazing that he goes about his business and he's still concerned if he's doing the right way, which is, I can't believe that he could relate to me. But I guess he does relate to me as a physician, as a colleague, as a friend he had known for over at least a decade. And I just can't believe that I went through this and now I'm without glasses. And I can't get used to my face, my image without glasses, because it seems like I got now realized and I got something that was behind glasses. And what was that? I mean, so I can see now the black eye. Hello? No, it's not black eye, it's a real thing, but you've never seen because you always wore glasses to look at yourself. Now I don't need to look at myself with the glasses. And of course I'm concerned, but I can wear sunglasses and hide myself now. Before I couldn't even wear sunglasses. So it's bizarre, this view of the world has changed. My self-image is bound to change. I did need confidence. I think I had enough self-esteem, but it's going to change my self-esteem and confidence even more. Am I going to be younger? God forbid. I don't want to be younger than I already am. I already feel I'm 40. I might feel now 30. So it's going to be wonderful. I think the world, the vision of the world has changed, and I can only attribute that to Arun Gulani. And it's the Gulani Vision Institute that did me in. No, that did me out. Whatever you say, but it's remarkable. I wouldn't have been able to put all these feelings into words because there was no reason. I kept thinking in my head as I went about every day thinking about what it is doing to me. But remarkable. I mean, this is going to change the world, and I hope that hundreds and thousands of people benefit from this treatment. And it's not a publicity. It's not a commercial. It is the real feeling that I can relate to as a psycho-ophthalmologist. I need to learn more about cataracts though. Thank you.